Hi, this is Dr. Martina, your sexuality expert and online sex therapist. The question of the week is, are we really that different, male versus female sex behavior? Are we really that different? And my first response is absolutely. Sometimes it feels like day and night, and sometimes I wonder how do male and female really get together. There are machine learning programs that can accurately detect if a brain is male or female by like 93%. So there has to be some difference in the brain. Now, when it comes to the mind, and when I work with my clients, I don't work with their brain, I work with their mind, especially with their erotic mind. When it comes to her mind, then that is really not that black and white. When it comes to our erotic mind, it's more like it's more like a puzzle picture. You may have a frame that is all female, but the individual pieces that make your whole are not all 100% female when you're female. And when you're male, they're not all 100% male. There may be some female pieces in there. And this is what I've really learned to appreciate over the last 20 years, because I really saw it in my clients and I also saw it in myself. For instance, now our mind, unfortunately, our mind is and will be highly influenced by the culture. And but that doesn't mean that, for instance, with homosexuality, just because the culture that you're living in does not support homosexuality, that then that culture can actually change the fact that you're gay. So we really have to ask ourselves, we have to step away from culturally induced patterns and find out what is it that is normal for me, the individual, if I'm male or female. So let me give you a couple examples how I've seen the differences between the male and female, and how I see the gap in there, that it is not completely black and white. For instance, the masturbation pattern. It is understood and accepted by society and by the culture that males masturbate a lot. It is understood and accepted and expected that females don't. And that is just not true. From all the many sex history that I have taken from my clients, it has shown me that, and it's not generational. It is actually people my generation, women my generation, the younger generation. There's a lot of women who masturbate a lot. You know, we just don't announce it. A lot of us have shame with it and hide it more than the male do. But I've also learned from sex history that not every male masturbates a lot. So there is, a male with some female pieces in there. There's a female with some male pieces in there. The next pattern would be, we can look at it as an erotic response pattern. It is understood and commonly known that males have a tendency to be spontaneously and automatically attracted to attractive body parts and have their desire go down that road. And it is understood that women are more into, they want to be adored, they want to be desired. Some women even say that's more important to them than orgasms. And they also, it's also known that female desire depends on an intriguing context of the encounter. Now that there is some truth to that, there's norms in there, but there's also exceptions, and more than exceptions, because I think we have evolved the females have evolved to also look at body parts and be attracted to them, and not have to wait and make sure that everything that the person has, you can check all the boxes of it. Just be attracted by the body parts and let them lead you to an encounter. And it is also known that I've seen that also many times, that men also want to be adored and desired. And that, of course, runs in direct conflict with the heterosexual mating dance. So again, it is not completely black and white. The other one is then the genital versus emotional desire. It is known that the male most males, or a lot of males, are being led, their desires being led by their genitals. And then, of course, the females are supposedly be led by, and a lot of them are being led by their emotions, and totally, sometimes totally disregard the genitals. Now, it's also not that completely black and white. There's a lot of women who have, just like with the attractive body parts, they have gone and followed their desire with their genitals because their genitals wanted to be satisfied, not necessarily their heart. So as you can see, our sexuality and our erotic minds are way too creative to be boxed in by culture and to be influenced by culture. So check in with yourself, and if there's differences between you and your partner, if you're in a same-sex relationship or in a heterosexual relationship, if there's differences, check them out and find out about their different puzzles. Find out where they feel male about it and where they feel female about it. Don't be scared of them, and sure don't expect them to be engraved in stone, because our sexuality evolves as we evolve. And therefore, I think we can also evolve to step out of this culturally influenced and culturally created box of sexual behaviors and patterns. Don't be scared of it. Just make sure that you check in with yourself and to see what it is that you like and what it is that you think is normal. Okay? Have fun with it, and I will talk to you next week, hopefully. Bye-bye.